Sorry about this. Let's get going. So I am recording the session. It is recording me. It's not recording you. It will be uploaded to YouTube later. So if there's something that you like in the session, then obviously you can go back to it. We are going to be working on the, first of all, can you hear me okay? And can you see me okay? Yeah, I feel like I'm quite far away, but it's all good. So we're going to be working on the outside of the thigh, so IT bands, so working from the hip down to the outside of the knee, working the hips a little bit, getting some mobility in as well. So we're going to start off by taking a Shavasana, so head at the top of the mat and feet down at the bottom, taking the hands away from the body, turning the palms up towards the ceiling, and just taking this nice grounding Shavasana, taking a deep breath in through the nose and out through the nose. So I want you to take these nice deep breaths right the way down to the bases of the lungs, ballooning the belly and pausing gently at the top. Exhale. Allow the breath to just empty. And on the end of that breath, just making sure that you're drawing the belly button in towards the spine. So you're really squeezing the lungs empty of that last drop of air, if you like, ready to take that nice, long, fresh breath in. Getting a really good gas exchange, particularly important at this time of year and in the current climate. And just starting to check in with how your body's feeling. If you're holding any areas of tension through the shoulders maybe, or the lower back. Softening off those areas. Relaxing the jawline, softening the eyelids. You may have a lot of stuff whizzing around your mind, so just at this particular moment in time, just trying your best to not necessarily get hold up on one particular thought. When you're ready, taking a deep breath in, reaching the fingertips up towards the ceiling. And as you exhale, bring the hands behind you to the floor, just taking the shoulders away from the ears. And just notice now that lower back as it lifts a little off the mat. So just really tucking the tailbone underneath and trying to close the gap between the lower back and the mat beneath you. Let the breath come easily. Take a deep breath in, reaching the arms a little bit further away, bringing the toes together, taking a nice long morning stretch, really lengthening through the body. And as you exhale, softening off through the shoulders, through the legs, and just take a little wiggle of the hips just to check that you're not hanging on to any tension through the back of the body. Take a little bend through the knees now, and take a deep breath in, reaching the arms up towards the ceiling. And as you exhale, you're going to bring the hands alongside you, hands in line with the shoulders. Palms turning up to the ceiling. When you're ready, just dropping the knees over to the right and over to the left. So just swaying those knees from side to side, opening up the outside edge of the thighs. Making sure that you're really relaxing the legs right at the end of the movement. When you're ready, gently bringing the knees in towards the chest, hugging them in towards you. Take a little rock from side to side. And then when you're ready, holding onto that right knee, extend the left leg away from you. Keeping the left leg nice and long, toes are turning up towards the face on that right side. Keep the shoulders nice and relaxed. And the jawline nice and relaxed too. Inhale, lengthen through that right leg, pressing the sole of the foot up towards the ceiling, reaching behind that right thigh, as if you're really kind of lengthening through that right side, but also through that left side. Check the shoulders for tension. Take a little bend now through the left leg and place the right ankle onto the left knee. And just opening out, we're just pressing gently with the right hand, pushing the right knee away from you. And then just sliding that right knee across over the left, so you've got like a crossed leg, placing the hands alongside you, the palms turned up. Take a deep breath in. As you exhale, drop the knees over towards the left-hand side, just gently opening up that right side. Right arm is nice and long, connected to the ground beneath you. You don't have to keep the knees crossed here. You can just keep them side by side, as long as you're feeling this nice lengthening through the right side of the body. When you're ready then, bring the knees back through the center, hugging them in towards you again, take a little rock from side to side. Left knee hugs into the chest now, right leg goes nice and long, toes turning up towards the face. Good. Make sure that you're breathing. Sometimes we just hold our breath because we're holding a part of our body, so it's just about breathing through that. It's also a great way to relieve tension. Just breathe out. Lengthening through that left leg, if you're not there already, pressing the sole of the foot up towards the ceiling, reaching behind that left hamstring, that left leg, pressing through the left leg, right leg is nice and long. Lower back presses firmly into the ground beneath you. Take a little bend through that right leg now. Left ankle comes onto the right knee. Gently reach towards that left knee and just ease it away from you first. Then when you're ready, bringing it in towards you, coming into that supine pigeon. So you're just opening up now that left thigh. You might find these days you're doing a little bit more sitting at home, working, whatever. This is a really nice one to kind of ease out any tightness around the outside of the thighs. Take the right foot down to the floor, drop the left leg over the right. Hands are coming alongside you again with the palms turning up towards the ceiling. And then you're just going to drop the knees over to the right side, lengthening through this whole left side of the body. Gaze can go over the left shoulder, so you're in the supine twist. Remember, you can modify by just stacking the legs. You can just stack the knees on top of one another if it's not comfortable to cross them. Make sure you're breathing. Again, twisting, we hold our breath. So just breathe nice and easily. And when you're ready, bringing those knees back through the center. Bring the knees in towards the chest. And just directing one knee towards the right knee towards the shoulder, left knee towards the left shoulder, opening up the inside of the thigh, maybe catching hold of the outside edge of the feet, coming into happy baby. Make sure the tailbone's not lifted off. You want to really close that gap between the lower back and the mat beneath you.
Good job. Okay, gently bring the knees back in towards the chest. And then you're going to come rocking up over into tabletop position. Good. Is everyone okay? Thumbs up? Yeah. No one's giving me thumbs down, so that's okay. We like a thumbs up. So hands are underneath the shoulders, knees are underneath the hips. You're going to take some nice steady breaths in through the nose and out through the nose. So as you take a breath in, you're flicking that tailbone up and lengthening through the front of the body. As you exhale, drawing up through the belly button, rounding through the shoulders. You're going to take this a couple more times. So inhale, flicking the tailbone up. Exhale, rounding up through the shoulders. Now you're probably going to notice any tight areas through the spine and into the lumbar spine. You might just recognize that. It's worth acknowledging it. Noticing where you're feeling it the most. Okay. Good. Now when you're ready, I just want you to ease the bum back onto the heels. Reach the hands forward, pressing the head down onto your mat. Coming into a child's pose. When you're ready, then gently coming up into that tabletop position. And we're going to look to extend now your right leg away from you. So the toes are still connecting to the mat. You're pressing and ease the weight back through that foot. Yeah, so you're just easing back. So you're working into the Achilles here and the calf muscle. You're going to scoot this left hand a little bit more in line with the knee if it's not already. Make sure that left hand is underneath the shoulder. Yes, it's directly under the shoulder. Press down with the fingertips. When you're ready, then you're just going to bring that left leg to the side, lift up the right hand. You're coming into this kind of supported side plank here. So your right foot is pressing down onto the mat, okay? And you should feel a nice stretch as you lift those hips up, coming up through that right side, so reaching up. And if you're feeling nice and warm this morning, maybe looking to open the chest up a little bit further, so rotating it around to the ceiling, sending the gaze up, dropping that right hand behind you. Good. You're going to gently place that right hand back down, okay, and come back into that extended leg. Take a deep breath in, lift the right leg up, press the sole of the foot away. Now watch that lower back, okay? Good. So what you need to just watch a little bit is that the back is not extending. You need to draw the belly button in, push through the shoulders to get that nice flat back. And if you can see yourself anywhere like on your screen, just have a little glance towards it and see how it's all looking. Good. Looks good to me. When you're ready, then just gently replacing that right knee down. Extending the left leg away from your toes, connecting towards the mat. Good. Ease the weight back, so shifting that weight back through the heel. So you're getting that stretch into the left Achilles and into the calf. Press with the hands. Good. Take a deep breath in now. You're going to this time scoot that right hand just in line with the shoulder, in line with the knee as well. And turn the right toes away. Left foot is flat onto the mat, reaching up towards the ceiling. So you stay where you are. Just see how you're doing. Yeah, good. Okay, so you might even want to drop that arm, so really squeeze the hip and drop the arm open towards the ceiling, taking it a little bit behind, but go where you feel comfortable. When you're ready, just placing that left hand down, turn the body back around, inhale, left leg comes up, press the sole of the foot. Again, if you can see yourself on your screen or you can see yourself anywhere, or there's somebody with you, just, check there. You haven't got this extension through the back. You want to draw the belly button as if you're pushing everything up and through. Good. Now when you're ready, just gently placing the knees down onto the mat. So I'm just going to come to face you. Okay, so you're going to come up, rise up, through onto the knees this moment now. Good. And then you're going to extend your right leg away from you, the toes turning
towards, I'm going to say towards me, but I don't know where your screens are. So your foot is in line with the knee. Good. Take a deep breath in, reaching the arms all the way up. Shoulders are nice and soft. As you exhale, that right hand is going to come down towards the outside edge of the thigh, lifting up through the left side. Squeeze the bum and the hips forward, and then gently coming over into gate pose. You're going to feel a lovely, or should feel a lovely skin stretch. I could say lovely, but it should feel quite nice. The skin stretch down on that left side. Good, and then gently bringing the hands back down. You're going to come forward and then change sides. So left leg comes nice and long, rising up through the knees. Squeeze the bum forward. Take a deep breath in, reaching the arms up towards the ceiling, softening through the shoulders. So relaxing the head and neck. So try not to like clamp your head, just drop them down. Yeah, good. Now left hand comes to the outside edge of that left leg, and then sliding it down and away. So you have this long stretch now coming through that right side. So you should feel it in your obliques and around that hip area. Make sure that you're breathing as well. Lovely, good. Windmill the arm around. You're going to come back round now, and then come into that tabletop position before tucking the toes, hitching the tailbone up, and coming into downward facing dog. So with your downward facing dog, don't worry about the heels touching, it doesn't matter. You just want to make sure that your tailbone is lifted nice and high. And if, like me, you're feeling a little bit stiff through the backs of the legs, just slowly pedal through, draw the belly button in, pressing the hands into the mat. Maybe just shifting that tailbone from side to side as you ease a little further into the shoulders and into the move. So keep that going for me. Good, so try not to clamp your head in this down dog. You don't want to clamp your head between your shoulders. You need to give that little bit of space. Yeah, that little bit of space there. Good, and coming to be still now in that downward facing dog. You're going to take a deep breath in, reaching that right leg up towards the ceiling, or just lift it nice and high. And when you're ready, placing the right foot between the hands at the front, drop that back knee, untuck the toe, inhale, low lunge position, soften through the shoulders. Good, inhale to let them. Exhale, framing that front foot, step back, downward facing dog. Good, inhale, lift the left leg. Left foot comes between the hands at the front, drop that back knee, untuck the toe, inhale, low lunge position. So you can work into the hip flexor in your low lunges, you can keep it stacked like this, you can come further forward to work into that hip, but just go where you feel it. Take a deep breath in, exhale, frame that front foot, step back, downward facing dog. Good, slowly moving over into a plank pose, dropping the knees for me, supporting the lower back, lowering through chaturanga. Good, inhaling into supported cobra if your backs are a little bit cold or a bit stiff. So elbows under shoulders and length through the front of the body. You can achieve just as good as cobra, sometimes better by doing it this way. When you're ready, hands underneath the shoulders, tuck the toes, coming back, downward facing dog. Inhale, lift the right leg, nice and high, pressing through that left hand. Right hand comes between the hand, right foot comes between the hands at the front. Good job, you know what I mean. Slowly coming up into a high lunge position. So really soften, keeping the back of the knee nice and straight. That's it. Please adjust your screens if you need to. And then just really lunging through that front leg. Taking a deep breath in to lengthen, sending the gaze slightly upwards. Good, exhale, framing that front foot, step back, downward facing dog. Good, slowly coming over into plank pose. Please drop the knees if you need to, lowering through chaturanga. Inhale into supported cobra or full cobra. If you're in full cobra, don't drop into your shoulders. You want that length. Squeeze the bum, length through the spine. Tuck the toes, downward facing dog. Good job. Inhale,
Lift the left leg. Left foot comes between the hands at the front. You can keep that back knee down if you prefer, or you can come up into that high lunge position. So make sure that you're not trapping your shoulders. That's it. Sorry, trapping your head between your shoulders. Good. Take a deep breath in to lengthen, send the gaze slightly upwards. And exhale, frame that front foot, step back, downward facing dog. Good job. Okay, you're going to inhale, lift that right leg a little bit now, and then place the right foot to the outside edge of your right hand. Okay, now you might prefer to drop the back knee here. It really depends how you feel it. So start off maybe on the knee. Get a gauge for the length through the spine. Yeah, so just to now try and stay on my mat here. So you're just kind of in this position with the knee down. Yeah, you know, by all means, move and tweak your monitors as you need to, because it's really lovely for me also to be able to see you guys doing what you're doing. So then if you want to pick up that back knee, you can. And then taking a deep breath in here, sweeping that right arm forward and around into a nice side twist. So you've come from a lizard into this now, this lovely twist. So make sure the left leg is straight if you have it raised. And then releasing the hand down towards the mat. And then stepping back into downward facing dog. Left leg raises. And left foot comes to the outside edge of the left hand. Drop that back knee if you need to. Okay, untucking the toes if you've got that knee down. If not, picking up the toes, working into this, the length from the crown of the head right the way to the back of that sole, the heel on that right leg. Feeling that nice opening through the hips and the inner thigh, making sure that you're breathing as well. So take a deep breath in here, reaching that left arm forward, taking a twist round, sending the gaze upwards, keeping the spine nice and long. Equally, you can keep that knee down and keep it here if you prefer. Good, and releasing the left hand down, bringing the foot back into the center and stepping back into downward facing dog. You're going to walk the feet towards the hands, coming into a forward fold at the top of your mat. Weight is through the toes, relaxing the head down. Good. Let's just take a little ragdoll. So you might be really feeling it in the backs of the legs now. And if that's the case, or even your lower back, if that's the case, bend the knees a little bit. That's also fine. Good. Take an inhale to gazing pose. Exhale, soften through the knees. Sweep the hands all the way up. Hands through heart center. We're going to take that 2 more times. So inhale, bring the hands up. Exhale, leading through the chest, hinging at the hips. Forward fold. Relax the head down. Good. Inhale to gazing pose. Exhale, soften through the knees. Sweep the hands up. So really kind of exaggerate these moves. Hands through heart center. Big long stretches. 1 more time. So inhale, bringing the hands up. Exhale, leading through the chest. Forward fold. Good. Inhale to gazing pose. Exhale, soften through the knees. Sweep the hands all the way up. Hands through heart center. So we're going to just take a tree pose. So coming to the top of the mat. You're shifting the weight now through your left leg. Okay. Or whichever leg, you're doing it on both sides, so it doesn't matter. And then just taking the inside of the foot to the lower part of the calf, or if you are feeling nice and steady today, then into the inside of the thigh. Hands come to heart center. Squeeze the bum on that left side, really opening out that leg on the right side. Take a deep breath in, reaching the hands all the way up, keeping the shoulders nice and soft. Good, make sure that you're breathing. Find a point to focus on. Lovely, and when you're ready, releasing the hands down, just removing that leg from the tree pose. Coming over to your second side, whichever that is. So sole of the foot comes onto the inside of the calf, or indeed
coming up. There we go. So squeezing now, that glute on the right side. Left leg is being drawn to the wall behind you, hips are forward, hands at heart center. If you're not there already, inhale, bring the hands up, finding that fixed point of focus. Good. When you're ready, releasing the arms down, letting that leg be free. Good. Take a deep breath in, reaching your arms all the way up. Exhale over, forward fold. Good. Inhale to gazing pose, hands to the shins. Exhale, place the hands either side of the feet, step, hop, jump, float your way back into plank pose. Drop the knees if you need to, lower through chaturanga. Inhale, into cobra. Good, tuck the toes, downward facing dog. Good job, drop the knees to the mat. And ease the bum back onto the heels, just taking a child's pose, resting the head down onto the mat beneath you. Slowly coming up into that tabletop position. We're going to cross the legs, we'll sweep the legs around and come into a seated position. Good. Make any adjustments that you need to. Okay. And then you're going to just take a Dandasana position. So staff pose, hands are under shoulders, chest is forward, spine is nice and long. And just really keep that length through the crown of the head, the back is nice and upright. Good, relax through the shoulders. When you're ready then, bringing the hands in front of you, you're going to very, very slowly point the toes this time, and then just work your way through and down towards the mat. Just get yourselves into a nice position. Take a bend through the knees, then mat width apart now, hands are away from the body. And I want you just to drop the knees now over to the left side, check in with the outside of the right body, the right side of the body, gaze over that right shoulder. Good. And when you're ready, bringing the knees through center, dropping them over to the right side, gaze over the left side of the shoulder, really checking in with those sides now, just see how the hips are feeling, how the lower back is feeling. Bringing the knees back into the center, hugging them in towards the chest, take a little rock from side to side. And then you're just going to place the feet down onto the mat, slide the legs away from you, coming back into this Shavasana. Palms turning up towards the ceiling, shoulders are away from the ears, relaxing through the lower body, taking some nice steady breaths in through the nose and out through the nose. And when you're ready, taking a wiggle through the fingers, through the toes. Give a little shake of the bum, squeeze the backs of the knees, press the lower back into the mat. Take a bend through the knees. Take knees in towards the chest. Little rock from side to side. And when you're ready, just find your way into a seated position. Take a deep breath in, reach the arms all the way up towards the ceiling. Exhale, hands through heart center. And namaste, yogis. Thank you so much for joining me this morning. It's lovely seeing you here. I hope you enjoyed. Find you wild. It's not much wild to be had these days, I tell you. Anyway, let me just